Imagine the heart as a tireless engine that never stops, silently working to keep you alive. Now, imagine that engine sending subtle warnings, like a pressure gauge flickering red. This is exactly what stable angina does, signals that the heart muscle is not getting enough oxygen, but in a predictable, reversible way. Understanding the critical integrated map of stable angina is like having the blueprint of these warnings. It ties together every aspect of care, from patient teaching to pathophysiology, diagnostics, pharmacology, surgical options, and nursing management, allowing healthcare professionals to intervene effectively before permanent damage occurs. It all begins with home care teaching. Patients must be educated to recognize chest discomfort patterns and understand triggers, such as exertion, emotional stress, cold exposure, or heavy meals. They need to know how to respond immediately by resting or using prescribed medications like nitroglycerin. Lifestyle modifications are just as crucial. Smoking cessation, a low-fat diet, regular exercise, stress reduction, and weight management are key components that directly influence disease progression. Teaching patients about early warning signs and adherence to follow-up appointments can prevent progression from stable angina to unstable angina or a heart attack. Nursing diagnosis in this context is more than labeling symptoms. It involves identifying acute pain related to myocardial ischemia, activity intolerance due to reduced oxygen supply, and knowledge deficit about disease management. This framework guides interventions and ensures every aspect of patient care is covered. Demographic data also plays a role. Stable angina is more prevalent in adults over 40, especially men, and in patients with risk factors such as hypertension, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, obesity, smoking, and a family history of heart disease. Recognizing these higher-risk groups allows proactive nursing assessment and preventive strategies. The pathophysiology is the backbone of the CIM. It begins with damage to the coronary artery walls due to risk factors. Cholesterol, fats, and inflammatory cells infiltrate the vessel walls, forming plaques that narrow the arterial lumen. At rest, oxygen supply may be sufficient, but during exertion, emotional stress, or other triggers, the heart's oxygen demand increases. The narrowed arteries cannot meet this demand, causing temporary myocardial ischemia. Metabolic byproducts stimulate cardiac nerve endings, sending pain signals to the brain, perceived as chest pressure, tightness, or heaviness. Remember the mnemonic: predict, plaque formation, reduced blood flow, exertion triggers. Demand exceeds supply, ischemia develops, chest pain occurs, temporarily relieved by rest. This helps nursing students recall the sequence of events. Medical management aligns directly with pathophysiology. Nitrates dilate coronary vessels, quickly improving blood supply. Beta blockers reduce heart rate and contractility, lowering oxygen demand. Calcium channel blockers relax vascular smooth muscle, improving coronary perfusion. Antiplatelet agents such as aspirin prevent thrombus formation on plaques. And statins stabilize plaques and reduce cholesterol levels. Special situations require careful attention. For instance, diabetic and elderly patients may develop silent ischemia, experiencing minimal or no chest pain despite myocardial oxygen deficiency. This makes vigilant assessment essential. Emotional stress can also exacerbate symptoms, highlighting the need for patient education on stress management techniques. Surgical management becomes necessary in severe cases. Coronary angioplasty with stent placement opens blocked arteries and restores blood flow, while coronary artery bypass grafting creates alternative pathways around obstructed vessels. Nursing care pre- and post-procedure is critical, including monitoring for complications, educating patients, and ensuring adherence to rehabilitation programs. Nursing management is the glue that holds the CIM together. It involves continuous assessment of pain, monitoring vital signs and ECG changes, administering medications safely, providing oxygen therapy when needed, and educating patients on lifestyle modifications and symptom recognition. Emotional support is equally important, as anxiety can increase heart workload and trigger ischemic episodes. Non-pharmacological management, including diet, exercise, and stress reduction, complements medication therapy and addresses underlying etiological factors. Clinical manifestations follow a predictable pattern: chest pressure or heaviness during exertion, often radiating to the left arm, jaw, neck, or back. Shortness of breath, fatigue, nausea, and diaphoresis may accompany the pain. Labs and radiology support diagnosis and management, including ECG changes during stress, echocardiography to assess cardiac function, coronary angiography for visualizing artery narrowing, and laboratory tests such as lipid profiles and cardiac enzymes to rule out infarction. Recognizing patterns in symptoms and correlating them with investigation results is a key nursing skill in applying this CIM effectively. In summary, the critical integrated map of stable angina provides a complete, interconnected view of patient care. It links home care teaching, demographics, history, pathophysiology, medical, and surgical management, nursing interventions, pharmacology, lifestyle strategies, etiology, clinical manifestations, and diagnostics into a coherent framework. By understanding this map, nurses and medical students can anticipate problems, educate patients effectively, intervene early, and prevent progression to life-threatening events. Stable angina may be predictable, but without this integrated understanding, opportunities for prevention and timely intervention are easily missed. Mastering the CIM ensures safe, effective, and comprehensive patient-centered care, saving lives one step at a time.